One of the most successful videos I ever did for my channel was how to fix SD card errors with your GoPro. Now this can affect any GoPro really, and once you see that SD error message, then it tells you to format the card in your camera. You go do that. Only a couple of hours later or days later or even weeks later, it'll freeze up again. And yeah, it's a really good video. It tells you exactly how to fix the issue. However, things have changed since I've made that video. So I'm going to update the video today and tell you how to properly fix your camera and your SD card when you see that SD error message. So hey, sit back, relax and enjoy, because this is DemonView. Hi there, welcome back to the channel. I do appreciate you tuning in, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you say hello, give a little comment down below, and make sure you click those like and subscribe buttons. Anyway, today we're going to be looking at an updated way to actually repair your SD card. Now, a little explanation first of all. When you see an SD error message on your SD card, it means that data hasn't been written to that SD card properly. And yeah, you'll see the GoPro display, hey, format the card in your camera to continue. And that really doesn't work. You see, the GoPro camera can only perform a quick format. But to repair SD card error messages, you actually need to do a full format of the SD card. And basically the difference is when this corrupt data is written to the card, it makes that certain section of the card corrupt. If you perform a quick format, all that really does is hide the data on the card and tells the file system, hey, ignore the data that's here and just overwrite it if you need to. However, because the section of the card is actually corrupt, when it goes to overwrite it, you run into issues and you keep seeing those SD card error messages. However, when you perform a full format, it gets rid of that data completely overwrites that block, and therefore actually repairs the damage that's been done, and therefore your card starts working again. Now, there are a couple of ways you can do this. If you're using Windows, that's got like a built-in system, that's absolutely fine. However, Mac can be a little bit more difficult, so I'm going to show a universal way that works on both Windows and Mac and fully repairs your SD card for use in your GoPro camera. So with that, let's continue. So one of the very first things we're going to do is open up our web browser like so, and we are going to go to www.sdcard.org. And this is basically the official site for SD cards. It kind of like has the SD card association there. And what we're going to do is go over to downloads, and we are going to download the SD card formatter for Windows or for Mac. It really depends on which operating system you're using, but here I am. I'm going to download the Windows one. Agree to the licenses and all that, accept. And it's starting to download right now on my very slow internet connection. Once that's downloaded, we're going to open up the file, and here we see SD card formatter. We're just going to install it, extract all. And I'm going to install that in the local C drive. We're going to double click the installer, and as you can see, it's starting to install now. Now I already have this installed, so I'm just going to select repair here, and it's just going to do a basic install. You'll probably see pretty much the exact same thing. Now we're going to open up the SD card formatter like so, and here we go. Now I have to do the important thing, and that's actually insert an SD card into my computer. Now here's the important part which you have to pay attention to. As you can see, I have an SD card in here. It's a 128 gig card. You have the option of a quick format or an overwrite format. Now what I want to do is I want to do an overwrite format, and that's basically the full format of the SD card. Now it's 128 gigabytes cards, so this is probably going to take about 20 minutes. If you select quick format, you're doing exactly what the GoPro does, which is performing a quick format on the card. It takes about 5 seconds to do. It absolutely 100% does not fix SD card errors. If you select quick format, you will not be repairing your card. You'll just be kind of like hiding the data on it, including the corrupt sections that are on it. And that's not what you want to do. What you want to do is select the overwrite format, which is the full format, and then just click on format. And then once you click on that format, it's going to tell you it's going to erase all data on the card. Yes, it will. It's going to erase everything. So if you have anything on this card that you wanted, you're not going to be able to get it back, because that's what formatting does. The full format, it just doesn't hide the data. It actually erases everything, including those corrupt sectors of the card. So yeah, I want to continue, and here I go. And then you just sit back and wait, go read a book or something, make a cup of coffee, let the program do its job. Like I said, you can see the percentage down here. We're kind of at 0% because it's going to take about 20 minutes to run, but this will fix your SD card. And there we go. Now the full format has been complete. All those sectors have now been overwritten and there's no more corrupt sectors on your SD card, so it should be fully working. Now there's only one more step to do. You just need to take that SD card, put it in your GoPro camera and format it in your GoPro camera. Now the reason for this is so that the SD card is using the optimal format and optimal block size for writing, and that should prevent any further issues with your SD card. Now, I have been asked whether you have to do this all the time with every single SD card. I've even seen people say, yeah, if you have a brand new SD card, this is the first thing you should do. No, you shouldn't. You don't have to. When you get a new SD card, you should put it in your camera and then format it in the camera, and that's it. You only do this full format of your SD card if you start having SD card corruption errors, which will be evident because you'll actually see that message SD error, you must format the card to continue. If you start seeing those messages, you've got a corrupt SD card, and then this is what you need to do. So hopefully that was a nice quick updated video for you on how to fix problems with your SD card in your GoPro camera, or any action camera for that matter. So hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to click like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Cheerio.